So our first video is going to be about solving and modeling. So it'll be a pretty quick notes as far as that goes. And then there's an activity you can do. The activity is going to end up being questions 1 through 10 of your homework. So if you don't want to do the activity in that setup, you can just do 1 through 10 on the homework. But I'll get started, and there we go. Alright, so solving and modeling. We're going to review how to solve functions and then match equations to their graph. So the first example here is just solving x times 2x minus 1 equaling 10. So what we want to do here is distribute our x in first. So we'll get 2x squared minus x equals 10. And then we have an x squared and an x, so it looks kind of like it can factor. So I'm going to bring everything over to one side. So subtract this 10 and get 2x squared minus x minus 10 equals 0. And then we're going to factor this. So I have a super weird way of factoring if you haven't seen it before. When you have a coefficient that is greater than 1 right here. So take these two numbers and multiply them together, so we'll get negative 20. And then I'm going to make two fractions, and this is where it gets a little goofy. You're going to take this, one second here, this coefficient, so we have a 2 right there, and put it on the bottom, and then you're going to take whatever your variable is and put that on the bottom of your fraction as well. On top of the fraction, you want something that multiplies to be this number and adds to be this number. So what multiplies to be 20 and adds to be negative 1, or negative 20 and then adds to be negative 1. So you're going to end up getting negative 5 and positive 4. At this point you want to simplify these fractions. So this fraction right here can't be simplified, so I'm just going to leave it. This fraction over here can be simplified, so this becomes 2 over x, and then I'm going to use that fraction. So go back to blue. Then the bottom is going to be the first part of your parentheses, so 2x, and then the top part comes next. And the same here, we'll get x plus 2 still equaling 0. So that's the way I factor. If you have a coefficient in front of the x, if you have a different way of factoring, go ahead. It doesn't really matter to me how you factor. And now we want to solve. This is going to then give us x equals 5 over 2 and x equals negative 2 by setting each of our parentheses equal to 0. So I said that this equals 0 gave me here, and this equals 0 gave me this. The last thing we need to do is we need to check to make sure that there's no extra extraneous solutions or things we got wrong. So we want to check the solutions. How you do that is you just plug them back in. So if you take 5 over 2, you can then plug that in up here and check, do you get 10? And then take negative 2, plug that in up here, and then check if you get 10. For these, they're both going to check out, so we have no extraneous solutions. Alright, so next example here is square root of x plus 2 equaling x minus 4. So this one's a little weird. I want to get rid of the square root first. So I'm going to square both sides to get rid of the square root. We'll end up with x plus 2 equaling x minus 4 squared. And I'm going to FOIL this out. So this is the same as x minus 4 times x minus 4. So you'll end up getting x plus 2. And if you FOIL that out, you get x squared minus 8x plus 16. And I'm going to bring everything over again to get it equal to 0. So we get x squared minus 9x minus 14 from subtracting x and subtracting 2 on both sides. Now we can still factor here. So you get x minus 7 and x minus 2, which will give you solutions 7 and 2. And now at this point again, we need to check to make sure we don't have any extra solutions. So if we check here, I'm going to take 7 and then plug it in up top. So you'll have square root of 7 plus 2 has to equal 7 minus 4. Square root of 9 equals 3. 3 equals 3. That one works. So this one is a solution for sure. And if I plug in 2, you get square root of 2 plus 2 has to equal 2 minus 4. Square root of 4 equals negative 2. 2 equals negative 2. That's not possible, so this is not a solution. So your only solution here is 7. So that's it for the actual notes. The matching activity is in the 1.1 folder. There's 2 parts to it, so there's 1.1a and 1.1b are the activity. One of those is the graphs, and then one of them is the tables and the equations. So what you want to do is match each graph to its table and its equation. There is a key in that folder as well. On to the next page. When you finish that, that's numbers 1 through 10 of your homework. So if you don't want to go into Schoology and find those documents, you don't have to. You can just do these homework questions. So this is your homework. Section 1.1, page 74. There's the homework that you need to do. Just do them either on a notebook piece of paper or on Schoology or on Notability, and then just submit them to Schoology. And that's it.